Okay, so now I've probed most of the features, or the features that they're reporting on. There is a need to do some construction work. Things like intersections of cones and planes, PCDs, lines intersection of two planes, and also points at intersections that cannot be achieved by traditional measuring.
Firstly, we'll construct some circles. So if I want a circle, for argument's sake, the intersection of this cone and that cone plane, it will create a circle as noted there in pink. We want to do a PCD. Very simply, select the circle function, either the spanner or just select the circle. So what we want to do is put PCD between these row of 8 holes with a construction circle that we can dimension at a later date. We can do circles intersection of planes and cylinders. So if we want to get a cylinder replicating that cylinder there, then what we can do is typically just put a plane through this line, perpendicular to our datum plane, 90 degrees. We have a plane, and we'll put a circle between that plane and a... Okay, there it is there. We can now dimension the cylinder or the circle, either or. There's a cylinder. The circle we would expect to be very close as well. Perfect. There's other circle functions we can do. There's putting, let's call this spanner line, and this line here, let's make that a 25mm radius. There it is. Depending on where you select your line, where you put the circle, because there is 4 different options that circle can be put at. Let's see if we can do another one. We do this line here, 25mm again. Click, you can select. Perfect. Get the intersection of that line and that line, 25mm. Very, very straightforward. We wanted to do a circle between 2 circles. Again, we can select this circle, other circle. Let's put in a 50mm circle. There it is there. Very, very basic. Now we've done circles, let's look at lines. So if we want to do a line at the intersection of these end 2 planes and the top plane, because we cannot physically measure that edge with the probe. So we measure the plane, we measure this plane, and we get an intersection of the both. This is how you do it. Line, either select the spanner again or just select the plane. Plane, there it is there. Select that again, we'll get the spanner this time. Plane. The opposing line. Happy days. Now we can put a line through points. We want to select line, and we want to put a line, let's say, through this circle, and we want to go through this circle. Tangent line or center line, we'll just put a center line for now. Straight through. We can do a midline. So if we wanted to do a midline between, let's call it this slot here, this slot, midline. It'll put a center line between the two. You can probably see that by just a quick dimension. By the same dimension. Excellent. We can do a gauge line as well. So if we do a line, we do a line, we do a gauge line, and let's call it length of 30 millimeters. There it is there. Depending again where you select the line is where the line will be put in. So if we now do a dimension, that's 30 mm long. Exactly what we asked for. We want to put a midline between this fella and this right hand line. We can do a midline, that should be at 45 degrees. If that was 90 degrees. So again, we do a quick measurement, 90 degrees. This one here is 45 degrees. Put that wherever we like. Very, very straightforward. We can even do a parallel line. If we wanted to put a line next to this one, we click the line twice, and we can do an offset amount, and let's call it 15 millimeters. Okay, there it is there. Quickly check that, this 15 millimeters. There it is there. Perfect. Quickly redraw to refresh the screen. We can also move the screen to make it better in different views if need to be. Very straightforward. Select face. Now we've got our left and our right. So if we wanted to do now points as part of construction. If we wanted to put a point, let's say at the intersection of this line and our datum line, may need to create that point for some reason. Simple to do that, line, there's the point. We can even do a point at the intersection of, let's call it the cylinder, let's call this plane, smack bang in the middle, projects it straight to that plane. Again, depending on where you select the points, so if I want to put a point now between this line and this circle, there it goes. If I want to put a point between this line and that side of the circle, easy. Now we can also do some tangent lines. Many different scenarios. If this datum C and this fella down here, we can do a line that goes from here to this circle here, tangent line. There it is there. We do another line on the opposite side. We select the circle. Depends where you select the circle, of course. Tangent line. Of course, that can go that way. We can now do this circle here and here. Tangent line. The opposite way. You want to put a line on the outside tangent. Select the line, the circle. Select the circle. Tangent. There it is there. There are 4 different options you can achieve just by selecting the circle where you indicate needs to be tangent to. We can also do point offsets. So if I wanted to do a point offset from, say, let's call it this circle here, now hit it twice. Now I can do Cartesian, so I can say 35, just say 0, and there it is there. Again, we can measure that. We can collect that as horizontal. It's 45 that I've added. Point, do a vertical, and of course 45. We can also do a polar, so we could do polar points. Double click the circle, select polar, let's call it 100 mil radius, at an angle of, let's call it 30 degrees. There it is there. So if I wanted to do a dimension between these two, that's that 100 mil that I said. And of course, to create the angle of 30 degrees, I would have to generate the line first, and then 30 degrees. Finally, plane construction. As you've seen before, I did a perpendicular plane through that line in the main plane. Very, very straightforward. If I wanted to put a plane through the centre of my datum, the C, what I would do is I would put a line in first from the circle, hit the circle again. Let's go about 100 millimetres. That's our X. What I can do is now do a plane from that line, from our datum plane, at whatever angle you require, but let's call it 90 degrees. There we have that. So now, if I want to offset a plane from that constructed plane, select that constructed plane again. And I want to offset it, let's call it 27 millimeters. Now, if we do a dimension between that plane and the plane, 27 nice. Very, very simple. I want to do an offset plane between two planes. So if I wanted to do this plane down the bottom, our datum plane, it's a plane smack bang in the middle. 25mm, 12.496. Any of these points that we've created, we can put a plane through multiple points. So I can select the centre of the cylinder. I can actually then do this circle and also this circle, and there we have our triangular plane through the values. Of course, then we can generate offset planes from that. Very straightforward. Things get a little bit messy. We use level layers. We can create new features, put all dimensions onto one layer, hide that for our reporting to be nice and clean.
Now we've created all the probed positions as well as now the construction. It's now time to start dimensioning the part as per the engineering drawing.